Anytime I'm in bottom full guard, the first submission I like to look for is going to be a triangle choke. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my opponent's wrist, I'm going to open up my guard, and I'm going to push our arm through. Once I push the arm through, I'm going to take my leg, I'm going to straighten it out, and I'm going to extend my hip like so. I'm going to dorsiflex my foot, meaning I'm going to pull my toes up, and I'm going to drop the back of my leg over my opponent's back like so. This is going to make it harder for my opponent to posture up. Then I'm going to take my opposite leg and I'm going to make this connection with my legs. This is going to give me control over my opponent's posture. And since I'm using my legs, I'm going to be a lot stronger. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my hand and I'm going to reach up and I'm going to grab my shin, keeping this connection. This is going to allow me to take this foot and place it on my opponent's hip, and then I'm going to push off and hit this angle. This is going to make my choke a lot tighter. Then I'm going to replace my hand with the back of my knee like so, and I'm going to dorsiflex my foot like so, and I'm going to keep pressure. Now if my opponent's arm is on this side, I'm going to push my hips up and I'm going to pull their arm across, and then I'm going to bring my legs back in, keeping pressure on my opponent's neck. I'm going to reach up, I'm going to pull down on my opponent's head as I begin to squeeze my thighs, and I'm going to push up with my hips, and then I'm going to finish my triangle choke just like so. Let's say I start going for my triangle and I start setting everything up correctly, but for some reason I'm not able to finish the triangle choke. Let's say the angle isn't deep enough or my opponent just simply isn't tapping. Because I already have their arm across their center line, all I have to do is just hook the arm, and if I need to make an adjustment angle, I can. I'm going to take this leg, throw it over my opponent's head. I'm going to start driving my hips up and extend, and I have an arm bar from here. Let's say the arm bar doesn't work. All I have to do is just hook the back of my opponent's neck, and I can go right back into the triangle choke like so. Let's say my opponent starts posturing up and they're able to take their arm and they're able to start putting it into their pocket. I can either start sitting up and go for a Kimura, or I can just push on the face, start sitting up, and I can start going for my omoplata like so. And anytime I'm in bottom full guard, the first submission I'm going to go for is a triangle choke. I'm going to grab my opponent's wrist, I'm going to open up my guard, I'm going to push our arm through my guard as I begin to shoot my leg up, dorsiflexing my foot and dropping my leg over my opponent's head. The moment I do that, I'm going to take this leg, I'm going to make this connection with my other foot. Then from here, I'm going to take my far side arm, I'm going to reach across my opponent's back, I'm going to grab my shin. Once I grab my shin, I'm going to drop this foot onto my opponent's hip. If you don't have the flexibility to do this, you put your foot on the mat. I'm going to put my foot on my opponent's hip, I'm going to push off, I'm going to create this angle like so in order to make my triangle tighter. I'm going to replace my hand with the back of my calf like so, and I like to keep my foot dorsiflexed in order to keep more pressure on my opponent's neck. Then from here, what you're going to do is you're going to push your hips up to pull the arm across, then you're going to bite back down, you're going to pull down on your head, you're going to squeeze with your thighs, and you're going to push your hips forward in order to start finishing your triangle choke. But let's say they're not tapping. Since you already have the arm across, all you're going to do is hook your opponent's wrist. You can hook the back of the head. You can keep pressure with this leg. You can push down on the mat, or you can just simply throw this leg over your opponent's head like so. Bring your leg down, start thrusting your hips up in order to finish the arm bar. If that doesn't work, keep pressure on the back of the neck and start going for the triangle. Now let's say your opponent starts posturing up and they're able to get this arm free. What you can do is you can keep this connection, you can sit up, you can go for a Kimura, or you can push on the head, you can start turning, you can start sitting up, and you can start going for your omoplata.